Okay, awesome. Daniel, are you there? Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Can you hear me and see me well? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So let me just set up my stopwatch real quick. Okay. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead and start and I'll start the time.
Okay. Awesome. Hola, familia. I'm Daniel Cabriales, and I'm seeking to be your Vice President External for SHEP UH. Ever since my SHEP familia welcomed me with open arms, I have bonded and learned from our members and leaders alike. During this time, I have learned two things. The first is that we have the best members and leaders that in any organization could ask for. The second thing I learned was a true definition of being a leader. To be a leader is to empower, not to take, but to give. As a member, I was empowered by SHIP, by its amazing people and events to help me gain the internships and experience that I never thought possible. As athletics chair, I empowered my committee members and community by sharing events and resources for a greater good. As VPE, I hope to return the favor and empower our members professionally. I want our members to gain control and take the career to the next level. I plan to do this by creating the first ever SHEP Engineering Challenge, an engineering competition where members will collaborate and work in a team-focused environment. Next, I want to drastically increase the number of technical interview workshops to better prepare our members for technical interviews and questions. Moving on, I'm committed to bringing companies that will help our members of all backgrounds, whether you're a SHEPTINA, international, engineering, or technology, or a student looking for local opportunities. Every member deserves to be represented. Last but not least, I want to increase the number of tech companies in our chapter. I've taken the initiative to shadow our current VP, Fernando Prado. I've inquired former SHEP VPs and even hosted an info session for a software company. I believe it's only right as your VP to empower our members to achieve the career goals and more. Thank you.
Awesome, Daniel. Right on time. And with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and pass it off to Andres and Cindy for them to ask you their question.
Yes. So Daniel, congrats on your speech. Very well done. My question to you, it's actually more of an exercise. Just because VP external, you're going to focus on trying to get more sponsorships to support your chapter and, you know, expanding your network. So if, let's say you're at a Starbucks, you find out that I am a VP of Microsoft or I don't know, Tesla. I'm not sure. It's a company, a tech company that has not been a sponsor before for SHEP UH. And we strike up a conversation. What is your pitch about SHEP in about a minute or less? Go.
Okay, great. First, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Daniel Cabriales. I'm the Vice President External for SHEP UH. If you didn't know, SHEP stands for Society of Hispanic for Professional Engineers. We're also one of the biggest orgs and chapters of the nation. We're also one of the most diverse schools in the nation as well. And just because our name is Hispanic doesn't mean that we're limited to that. As you can see from our members and leadership, we're way beyond that. We accept and pretty much pursue very diversified creative minds in our establishment. So it's a great place to diversify yourself. And we're also known on a national level. We've won Chapter of the Year on the national level 3 years ago. We won Chapter of the Year this year, and we won multiple awards at these competitions. And that goes without saying the great work that our members and leadership do. Our members win competitions, hackathons, challenges. If we don't win, we place and we represent our organization well. And that's what I got to say about SHEP. I hope you're interested. And I also would like to add that we're taking an exciting new direction into the tech industry. This year, we've seen an influx of Facebook and Google and these other tech companies, and we plan to expand on that.
Okay, really good speech. A little bit of feedback. When talking to a VP or recruiter or anybody that could potentially be a sponsor, I would follow that up with, you know, what are some of the things that you're looking for in a potential sponsorship or collaboration or partnership with our organization? What are you interested in? And that way you can understand better how you can collaborate and get their support. So,
sure.
Good, but good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, Daniel, my question for you, because of COVID, a lot of companies have suffered. Their budgets have dropped and they've cut sponsorship. Their sponsorship budgets are probably zero, if not very limited. How do you plan on being creative in terms of fundraising for the entire organization and maybe being able to tap into these very limited funds that companies now have?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that if anything, this year has taught us how to adapt to that situation. Like I said, interacting a lot with Fernando, we've seen that the virtual level has kind of helped those companies kind of reach out because they don't have to spend as much money to come to the school, to pay for the travel fees, to the wages. Perhaps, you know, they pay for the food and apart from also the sponsorship, these virtual info sessions, workshops that companies have been coming out and helping us out, they've been a great way to kind of bridge ourselves with those companies with low that maybe don't profit as much. And I think if that, you know, to work with that situation that you applied, I would definitely use the same tactics we've been using, which would bring up, you know, working in a kind of like a hybrid environment where we can also adapt, not just doing face-to-face meetings, workshops, but also keep the virtual stand so we can help out our local businesses or, like you said, companies with maybe they don't have that much money allocated to their recruiting.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel. Great responses. So my question to you is, I want to give you a situation because this typically occurs each year. You know, it's towards the end of the semester and you notice that attendance to professional events is starting to decline. You know, you always want to make the professionals happy. You know, they take their time out of their day to come out to these events. And, you know, you always want to bring in as many people as you can to show your support and, you know, make sure that everybody's developing professionally. What would you do to make sure that members are still coming out and attending these events late into the semesters?
For sure. Towards the end of that, it kind of broke apart. Could you repeat maybe the last half of that question?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Like towards the end, I didn't catch the last part of that question. I was asking if you could repeat it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's towards the end of the semester and attendance to professional events usually declines. So what would you do to make sure that these members are still coming out and coming and attending these events?
For sure. And I think that's a very good question. I think I would always, in that situation, I want to plan ahead of time. I want to, during those times, you know, towards the end of the semester, I want to plan great events, but also with great companies to pique our members' interest. And I would also kind of push towards the members that, you know, we also need to think ahead, even though the semester is ending or your internship might start, try to push out the word that, you know, updating your resume or the info session with this company might be a career-changing decision. So I would definitely try to move that word out with the members.
You're muted, Fernando.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. So yeah, thank you, Daniel. And that'll conclude this portions of the election interview. Let me go ahead and set up the breakout rooms again.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to